Sometimes you don't realize how heavy everything feels until you finally step outside, and take a deep breath. And you realize you've been holding on to a lot more than you might have thought before. That was me, and not long ago, my life forced me into a full reset. So things have been building up for a while. I just sort of pushed through everything thinking that I was fine. But then my grandfather passed away, and that really made something shift in me. And then shortly after, my dog, who we've had for 10 years, passed away. And then after all of that, I went through a breakup, and that was sort of the final hit. And before all that, when the new year rolled in, it's supposed to be a time of reset and it's supposed to feel like a fresh start. But for me, that's not really what happened. I felt nothing. I didn't have any motivation, any clarity, no discipline to do anything. I lost most of my habits in the year leading up to that. I was still going to the gym a lot, but I wasn't meditating as much as I should have. I stopped reading my book because I didn't like it. And I just didn't feel much. I just felt sort of empty inside. As sort of emo as that sounds, I just didn't feel much. And then after my grandfather passed away, my dog passed away, and then the breakup, I just thought to myself, this is really not aligning with the way that I'm feeling, really isn't aligning with what my future goals are. So it wasn't just sadness that I was feeling, it was just a complete lack of connection with myself and a disconnection of who I knew I was as a person. So I sort of knew something had to change in my life, something drastic. So the sort of first steps in my reset that I took was I didn't do any 30-day cycle, I didn't do any 90-day monk mode or anything like that. I didn't announce it to the world, and I sort of just said to myself one day, I am gonna reset my life and get back into my old habits and start anew, basically. And the key to this was starting very, very small. So I didn't implement all my habits in the first day because I knew that wasn't sustainable. So I first started with the gym. And I started back with the gym again because I really, really want to look a certain way. I was just looking at a photo from a little while ago with me with my shirt off, and I looked terrible. I'm not fat or anything, but I don't look the way that I want to. And also being in the gym and lifting heavy things gives me a way to sort of release some emotions that I'm feeling. And I know that's a way that a lot of people release their emotions, especially guys, when they go to the gym. And I love going to the gym. I think it's amazing. I get to look a certain way, and I get to feel confident in myself when I'm either in the gym or out of the gym with my shirt off, with my shirt on. And also just feeling good that I can move my body in a way that someone healthy would. And the reason why a lot of guys go to the gym is because it's hard to stay stuck in your own head when your body's moving and you're focused on lifting something heavy. I don't know why that is, but it just is. And even if it was just for an hour that I was going to the gym, it gave me some relief to what I was feeling, and yeah, I really, really liked it, and it helped me a lot. And then the next habit I implemented was I started meditating again. Just 10 minutes in the morning, evening, or whenever I had time. It really, really helped me with getting my mind back on track. But there was no pressure to sort of clear my mind of all negative thoughts that I was feeling. It was sort of just a time where I could just breathe and let my thoughts come and go without giving them too much thought. And this helped me a lot more than I thought it would. For my psychology class at my high school, they were doing a sort of 14-day meditation and journaling activity anyway. And so it really helped me sort of get back into meditating, and now I'm sticking with it and I love it. I wear a fitness tracker, and it measures my stress levels, and every time that I meditate, even for 10 minutes, you can see my stress level take a dive bomb for the better. It means when my stress was high, it goes really, really low, and that's really, really good feeling for me. And I usually do it before I go to bed because it helps me sleep better at night. And then the third habit that I sort of implemented was I picked up a new book. The book that I was reading was 48 Laws of Power, and I've heard it's an amazing book, and I was liking it, but then it sort of didn't turn into, but it's a very heavy book. It talks about a lot of negative things that you do to other people or that other people do to you, and after a while, it just got really draining for me, and I found it very, very boring after a while. And so I picked up another book because I wanted to learn something else, and I picked up Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. I picked it up like a week ago, and I'm 52 pages into it, and I'm really liking it. I would recommend Millionaire Fastlane to everyone. It's really, really funny, and also you learn a lot about how to become a millionaire, which is eventually what I want to do with my life. Reading a book is probably the best way to learn something. I would say podcasts are good, but I think books are better because an entire life's work of someone else can be condensed into a book, and they can teach you all the lessons that they've learned in the course of, I don't know how many pages, 300 pages, and you can read it in a week and learn everything that there is to know about that topic or that person's life, all the mistakes that they've made, and everything they learned from that. Then it sort of started making me think about my business more, and I've really let off the gas pedal with that, which is something I regret, but I can't change that, so why should I regret it? But anyway, I let off the gas pedal, and I'm not making any money right now, which is a real bad thing that I think of at night. And I don't know, with this reset, I've started showing up again. Nothing crazy. I emailed clients that I haven't worked for in a little bit, and they seem game to start up with me making videos again, which is good, which is gonna start making me some more income for my gap year. That's gonna be really, really fun. I'm going to Europe for a year with my friend, and we're gonna travel everywhere. But I need money to go to Europe, so I need to start back up with my business, which I'm actively doing. I just sent off some emails and some texts to my old clients, and I'm going to start working for them again, which should be fun. And it gave me a new sense of purpose with the reset. Because before the reset, when I wasn't working, I didn't have a sense of purpose. I didn't have anything to sort of latch onto and think about, rather than just thinking and getting in my own head. So when you're lost, I think purpose is one of the things that you need to look for first. Because without purpose, you're just gonna be sitting in your own head like I was and thinking negative thoughts and not getting anything done. So you should definitely look for your purpose. And also something very small, I made more time to be outside and just even go for short walks and just being outside at school more. That put me in a much, much better mood. Also, seasonal depression is real. If you don't live in like a really cool climate like myself in the winter, then you don't understand what seasonal depression is, but oh my God, it takes a toll on definitely your mental health. And so now that it's starting to become spring, today's not a very good example of that because it just snowed, but now that it's starting to become spring, my mood has turned for the better, which is very, very welcome. And now just going outside, you get to connect with the real world, get to see sunsets, hear birds now that it's starting to become spring, and breathing in the air just reminds you that you're alive and you have more to live for than just thinking in your room all day and thinking negative thoughts. Now, those are some tips that I use, but here's some tips that I am still implementing, but that you should implement too gradually, but that you should definitely implement. So like I said, go outside, even if it's for a very, very short walk, get outside, just walk, hike, sit, and breathe in the air. I think it's really, really good for your mental health and for your physical health. And then second is meditate. Meditating, just like I said, 10 minutes a day makes a huge difference over the long run. And especially doing it before you go to bed will help. A future tip that I'm just about to, and doing it right before you go to bed will help. One of the next tips that I'm going to say. Next is move your body. Like I said, that I am doing, I'm going to the gym, but you can do anything. You can run, you can swim, you can go to the gym like myself. Anything that gets your mind out of your own head, or that you can release some sort of emotion while you're doing it, just move your body. Next, like I said, I picked up a book, and if the book isn't working for you that you're reading right now, definitely change it, because I started to hate reading again because I didn't like the book. But once I picked up this book again, I really, really enjoyed reading again. So yeah. Then connecting back to the meditation aspect is getting good sleep. That's a habit that I have recently gotten back into, and oh my gosh, my mood has flipped 180 degrees. There's a podcast snippet by Andrew Huberman that I'm going to put up on the screen now, and it's really, really good. It shows the science backing good sleep, and we all say it's good for us, but we don't actually understand what's going on in our brain when we get good sleep and when we don't. So I highly recommend watching that. And he said, I'm just going to paraphrase, he said very briefly that a couple nights of bad sleep can bring up symptoms of depression. And so I was thinking like, oh, I don't feel good for a long period of time. Why is this? It's because I wasn't getting good sleep, and it's backed by science, and I felt it. So I highly recommend watching that little snippet and getting good sleep, because that really was probably the biggest mood swinger that I had, was getting good sleep, and it's probably the simplest one that you can do. The next tip is hang around with your friends more. Before I went through all of this, I wasn't hanging out with my friends a ton. Like, I was hanging out with them at school, but not outside of school. And when I started putting in the effort to hang out with them more, my mood once again flipped 180 degrees. It's really, really nice when you get to talk with them about their lives, and you sort of get to distract your mind, but also create good memories with them. I cannot stress enough, even if you guys don't like the same things, even if your future plans aren't the same things, just pick one thing that you guys like doing. For me, it was gym with them, but even just hanging around at their house and going to social events. Because even when you're just around them, as long as you like them, it can be very, very good for your mental health, and also just maintaining relationships is a very, very important part of human life. And without them, you can get really, really stuck in your own head, and isolation makes a lot of your thoughts inside your head a lot worse. And finally, the last tip that I'm going to give you guys is change your space. So my room is currently it's not that dirty, but my room was super, super dirty before, and I cleaned it up. I rearranged it a little bit, and now I feel like it's a new space, and that's sort of part of the reset. You have to see a reset in order to feel a reset, because your environment affects your energy that you feel. I'm not like a psychologist or anything, but this is just going off of what I was feeling. But I think a real key to a reset is letting go of your past. You also have to let go of the idea of being perfect. I struggled with this a lot, especially getting back into the habits. Was if I missed a day, I failed. And I struggled a lot with this in the past as well. But you don't need to be perfect. You just need to try to show up every day and try to be consistent in your habits. Because if you beat yourself up for not being perfect, then all of the habits that you are trying to do go completely out the window, and you're basically back to square one. So I'm still figuring things out. I still have hard days, but I am showing up every single day. And if you're watching this, I know that you can show up every day too, and try to implement back the little things. Let go of what's holding you back, and take care of yourself, because you do deserve to win at life. And you will if you show up consistently. If this video resonated with you at all, drop a comment down below, and subscribe and like for more videos like this. I'm going to start posting consistently. I know I said that last time, but I actually am going to start posting consistently this time, because I did go through a reset. And I hope this video gave you something to sort of think about and hold on to if you're going through a reset in your life, or you're just going through a hard time. Just want to let you know that other people are going through hard times as well, and that you're not alone. So take care of yourself, and you got this. Bye-bye.